Thomas's Christmas light. Before coming to Sodor, Thomas used to work on a railway in the south. He would often be mixed up with a few of the bigger engines, whose appearance his designer had taken much inspiration in while designing him. He didn't mind. To him, it was an honor people thought that he was like those railway veterans. Like the bigger engines, Thomas was designed for shunting and short-distance goods trains. He handled those jobs with the utmost care. It was Christmas Eve at the harbor. Thomas had just finished marshalling his trucks together for a run. One of the bigger engines, named Jeremy, puffed up alongside him. He was the oldest of the bunch and had the number 2100 on his side tanks. "Hey, Tommy, where are you off to?" "Just up the line to West Creek. I can't wait for a nice jaunt up the main line." Jeremy looked at him. "Sorry, but that's not possible. The main line's been blocked by a derailment. You'll have to go through the pass." "Oh, what? I hate that place. Rocks just go all over the place. I've got more dents than I can count." Jeremy smiled. "Chin up. Just think of how good you'll feel when you get back for the party after a hard day's work." "Hard is the word," Thomas sighed. Jeremy looked up at the sky. "They're forecasting a heavy fall later tonight. Be careful, Thomas." "Don't worry, Jer," said Thomas as he was coupled up. "I will." And he puffed away, still fuming about having to travel through the pass. As Thomas puffed up the line, he mentally prepared himself for the pass. Like he thought, rocks tumbled down to the ground. "Oh, here we go," he grumbled. Some of them bounced off his boiler. "Ow! Oh, not again!" The trucks cackled. More stones flew. One of them nearly crashed into Thomas's lamp. "Phew, that was too close," he said. He soon arrived at West Creek, a small town on the west side of the line. The engines there had a chipper tone as they went about their work. The yard was having its own party while the work was going on. Partying or working, the engines still enjoyed themselves regardless. Thomas dropped off his trucks and began the journey back to the harbor. Maybe the mess is cleaned up by now. "Sorry," said a worker. "We're not going to be clear for another couple of hours at least. You'll have to use the pass or you won't get back to the harbor, Thomas." Thomas growled. Stupid pass! As he trundled away, he felt like his Christmas spirit was going away, bit by bit. He tried not to think about it as he puffed through the pass. All he wanted to think about was being surrounded by his friends at the docks, who would all be eager for their celebration. He puffed happily along, his light shining as bright as the stars. Or, it should have been. The heavy snowfall had come, and Thomas was struggling to make his way through. "I can't see!" Then, there was trouble. Thomas's wheels slipped suddenly on the ice, and out of panic, he slammed on his brakes, blasting his whistle. It wasn't so loud that an avalanche came down, but it was enough for an even larger rock than usual to fly down the cliff and crash into his buffer beam, right into his lamp. The whole unit broke. Thomas came to a screeching halt. His crew quickly jumped down. "Oh dear, we don't have any spare lights," said his driver. Thomas was more upset than ever. "We're gonna be stuck all night in the snow!" He looked to the stars, hoping for a miracle. Then he saw something. "Look! Up there!" A beam of light was soaring through the air. It was so bright it lit the tracks. Thomas and his crew knew what they had to do. Slowly, Thomas puffed his way through the pass. He followed the light onto the main line again, and as he trundled after it, he saw buildings he recognized. "We're nearly there!" he exclaimed. Thomas made his way happily to the harbor. The party was in full swing. "Tommy! Jeremy!" Thomas called, and hurried towards his friend. Jeremy noticed the broken lamp. "Pass give you a hard time?" "I wish I don't have to go through that place ever again." "Well, maybe we shouldn't think about it. Come on, let's have some fun!" And the two of them puffed away towards the party. That night, Thomas puffed into his shed. To his surprise, there was a box by his door. A red box with a label. "To Thomas, from Santa." His fireman opened the box, and inside was a headlamp. The exact same make and size as Thomas's. How did I... Look, there's a card. His fireman read it aloud. To the little engine who followed me home. Glad I was able to guide you, Mr. C. His fireman took the broken lamp off and fitted the new one in its place. Thomas beamed from buffer to buffer. Even though he had had a difficult day, he knew just what to say. Merry Christmas. And with that, he happily fell asleep.